Welcome to the road to 1 million US dollars, and let's get right into the Bitcoin chart for today, starting in the immediate short term for Bitcoin. But before I get started, I want to be very clear that nothing in this video is my personal opinion. I'm only sharing the objective technical analysis and nothing more. So first of all, on this 1 hour time frame, you can see that we are currently in this falling broadening wedge pattern, and typically you get increasing amounts of volatility in between this descending line of resistance and this descending line of support, with the price action basically shooting to the top and bottom over and over again with increasing amounts of volatility until the wedge at some point either becomes too wide or we break out of this pattern. So theoretically, since we are right now at the bottom and finding some support here, we could be open to the possibility of seeing a short-term move to the upside here on the lower time frames, especially if we also take note of the fact that on this RSI momentum indicator, we are currently in deep oversold territory for Bitcoin. Either way, typically you see this RSI reset back to around this 50 level, and the way it does that is either by the price trading sideways or us getting a bit of bullish momentum. Now, before we move on to the next time frame, I want to be very, very clear, guys, that this is a high risk setup, obviously, because as you can clearly see here, we are making lower lows and lower highs. So we are simply in a technical downtrend on this 1 hour time frame, and so far we are just seeing this bearish momentum, right? So in this case, that really increases the risk if you are trying to get a long position out of here, but it is good to be aware of this pattern because it could be a bullish catalyst in the short term. Now, besides that, not much has actually changed on this 2 hour time frame. We are still seeing this bearish divergence play out here. Same thing here on the 4 hour time frame. We saw a bearish divergence similar to that 2 hour time frame, horizontal highs and lower highs in the RSI, once again pointing towards us getting a break of that bullish price action and likely either chopping sideways or seeing bearish momentum. That also played out as expected there. Now let's actually take a look at the market structure for Bitcoin, because once again on this 1 day time frame we are still bearish biased because we are still making lower lows and lower highs over and over again. So this is a bearish market structure that we are in, and therefore every bullish move that we see to the upside, we should be biased in the sense that every high is likely going to resolve into being a lower high and actually creating lower lows after that as well, until we get a clear confirmation of a reversal coming. Now, to be fair, a possible candidate could be if we start creating some kind of falling wedge pattern in combination with a bullish divergence on this 1 day time frame. And if we do not dump any further from here and actually start getting some candle closes right here around this 98.5k level, guys, then we absolutely have this in the cards as a possible reversal signal coming sometime soon. Now, please do not misunderstand me. Obviously, we are still bearish biased right now. However, I want to show you guys the objective technical analysis. So if I see any possible reversal signals, then I will be pointing them out in this video. And all I'm saying is that if we actually hold around this 98k level, roughly speaking, then that could be a potential candidate for some kind of reversal signal coming over the next week or two. So you could also just subscribe to the channel with notifications on so you do not miss any of these important update videos in case we actually start seeing those reversal signals confirming here. Moving on to the Bitcoin ETF flow tables. Yesterday we saw a massive outflow of close to $300 million from these Bitcoin ETFs. Overall, we are just seeing some indecision from these Bitcoin ETF investors, so I'm not going to spend too much time on this. There isn't any clear trend forming here from these ETF flow tables. The reason I want to move on quickly is because on this Bitcoin liquidation heat map, there's actually a very important update to be made, because notice how right here on this 1 year time frame, guys, we are now dipping into this huge pocket of liquidity. And this is of course something that I've extensively covered on the channel every single day here, talking about the technical downtrend that we were in and that we should be open to Bitcoin slowly just trending towards this level here around 98k. With us now dipping into this level of liquidity, we should be open to the possibility of some kind of reversal coming here. But like I said earlier as well, please don't misunderstand me here. there is still a lot of liquidity to the downside, around 93k. And besides that, nothing has changed here. We are still bearish biased until we actually break above 115.5k, but I'm open to looking at some kind of trading pattern if we start seeing a breakout above, for example, 104.4k, but that is all very, very early. Right now, we are still just in a technical downtrend. If we take a look at some liquidity on the 2-week time frame, you can see that once again, we just took out a massive amount of liquidity. There is still a little bit of liquidity left around this 97.6k level that just showed up because a bunch of people are longing Bitcoin right now. And besides that, most of the liquidity is actually to the upside, already starting at around 99.4k, but even as high as 108 and 111,000. So either way, this has been today's market update. If you guys plan on trading Bitcoin, I highly recommend you check out Blowfin in the pinned comment below this video, because if you register with that link, guys, you can get up to $3,000 in depositing bonuses. Besides that, if you do register with that link, you will also get a lifetime 15% cashback on all trading fees. So not only do you get up to 15% cashback on your deposit, you also get a lifetime 15% cashback on all your trading fees once you start trading. If you do end up using the link, guys, then make sure to check all the rules here down at the bottom. But either way, if you do end up checking it out or not, thank you for watching once again, and I will see you tomorrow in the next one.